Hey guys, it's Alec. We're picking back up with you. I'm gonna do a short little video after work kind of thing. I'm gonna focus on this fuel pump. So in the last fuel pump video that I made, I ran into some roadblocks. I thought maybe what Huron Speed sent me was incorrect because it wasn't fitting right. And I'm gonna go through that right now really quick because I talked with them, their customer service. I reached out on Saturday. They got back to me about Monday afternoon. So one business day, really. Not bad customer service. I wish they had a phone number to call, but I think most places don't. They want you to email them first. And the one thing I didn't like is I asked for a phone number to call and they wouldn't give me one. So had to resolve it all over like text or email. But other than that, they did provide me with the necessary information that I needed. So when I measured these, I'll turn this guy on right here. So the opening for this to sit down in here, and you can see I got this one to sit somewhat flush like it's supposed to. The bottom is a tick out, but I don't think it's gonna affect it too much. So the opening is 43 millimeters, like exactly. So our sensor was 44, and so this is a sensor that I have ground down a little bit. So what had happened, the sensor was 44, the opening was 43 millimeters. And so I was like, well, this looks pretty dang new. The plastic is bright white, and so did the fuel pump assembly that's over there. So I said, hey, maybe it's an aftermarket pump. I need to go get a different one, and this one's larger, and the OEM one will be the correct size. So I go and I pull this out of the tank, and you can clearly tell if it has been replaced, it's been in there a very long time. So I pulled this one out. This one was 44 millimeters as well. So I was like, huh, that's weird. So neither of them fit. Contacted Huron Speed. I said, hey, is 43 millimeters the correct size? They're like, yes, you got the right bracket. They told me to buy one of these fuel level senders on eBay. It was $35, and I wasn't necessarily super pleased with that because this was supposed to be bolt-in kit. The instructions say swap your equipment and go to town. So I decided I used this one kind of as a mock-up. I ground about 1 millimeter off of the edges, just using my grinding wheel, and that worked okay. So I did it just a little bit more precise on this one, the newer one, and then I, in the last video, broke this guy, which is the fuel level sending wires that connect to the board. And so luckily this one that I pulled out of another fuel tank that I had does have a contact board on it. So I tested it with a voltometer. It is good. So I'm gonna slice this in here. And then I need to splice these two purple wires to these two purple wires to get the fuel sending unit or the fuel level readout. And then this is actually pretty much ready to go in the tank. I need to put the two filters on there, which I'll do. They go at the bottom. They have specific instructions for which one goes on which one. And I'm gonna go take a look inside the fuel tank over there and make sure it's clean, and then I think I'm going to drop this guy in there. So that's kind of exciting. I will catch up with you when we make a little more progress. All right guys, low progress update. Got this guy all finally snapped in here. Everything's working good. Got the board in here. Zoom out here. So I went to go splice these wires in. I was going to use like a low temp solder butt connector. And as I was pulling these apart, you can tell I used the board from the older sending unit because it's got extremely brittle wires. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a nice temperature controlled low temp solder gun, and I'm going to attempt to remove the wires at that solder joint. And then with doing that, I'll just solder these wires to it. So unfortunately, I thought my solder gun was here at the shop, but it must not be. So I'm going to take that with me and do that. The other thing that I got done is the top ring of the fuel tank is officially all clean. So that's looking really good. It's a little rusty, but I'm gonna put some, when we get the ring on there, I'll cover it in some grease so that it doesn't rust anymore. And then I vacuumed out and wiped out the inside of the fuel tank, which I know it's a little hard to see with the lighting. There's no lights inside the fuel tank, but it looks really good, looks really clean, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I think that's about all I'm gonna do for today, which means that I'll be catching up with you guys another day. So this will be kind of like a two-part video or two-day video or whatever you want to call it. So thanks for watching so far. See you tomorrow, next day. See you later.
And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative.
Hey guys, checking back in with you. Today, we're stopping by after work, working on this fuel system. I have a new O-ring below the hat. I got a new lock ring on the top, and our dual 450 Huron speed fuel pump assembly is installed. So I haven't orientated it exactly the way that I want, but I think this is pretty much where it's gonna land. This leaves room for the connector over here, run up this way. You got a cross member here and a cross member here, so you don't want to run too much stuff over here. And then this way I can have the feed and the drain go over the top this way. So from what I can tell, the lock ring isn't moving anymore, which I thought it would move into that last little hump, but maybe not, or maybe I need to take off my purse and hit a little harder, but that's done. So pretty happy with that. Next up with this is the wiring portion, which I don't think I'll get to today, but yeah, pretty happy with it. Everything went together pretty well after we got that whole fuel sending level figured out. And apparently I just had two that were the wrong size. I don't know how that works, but we made it work. And if you don't want to make it work, then there's other options for you too. So thanks for sticking with us on this so far. I'm going to keep working today, but I'm not going to work on the fuel system anymore. So not sure if I'm going to cut this video, but if I do, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.